down. Okay dudes, we are at the Yankee Hill Machine booth, and I gotta tell you, a lot of the prices you see are not consumer prices. They're for the dealers. Okay, so don't get all excited and amped up if you see a price that's like, whoa, that's way low. Just depends on who it is, how they market. The SHOT Show is all intended for the dealers, their dealer network, and they're rolling out new products and showing them to the dealers. So there we go. The reason I'm going to bring that up now is because you may see a price on these Yankee Hill Machine sites that are like really good, but it's the wholesale cost, the real wholesale cost. So don't get all excited if you see that. Keep it real. This is what I want to show you. For the longest time, I thought Yankee Hill BYS was a little bit on the tall side in the folded configuration. Let me fold this. Look how short this one is. Okay, and this will compete very favorably against pretty much any other site out there, at least as of 2010. That is 0.435 inches high, and here's the back counterpart to that. Multiple apertures. Do you guys care if you're on camera or not? Come on up. Whoever knows the site's best. Same plane aperture on these?
Yeah, same plane aperture, front and rear. This will work in conjunction with anybody else's front sight using a standard height front post,
okay,
including the standard A-frame. Three different versions available for the rear. A single small peep, which is shown here. A single large peep, which is your 0 to 200 meter peep,
okay,
and a dual peep aperture for flipping between the two.
Awesome.
Spring assisted. They lock in the up position as well, so you have to push the button.
Okay, pause right there. Remember your thought. That's an important part. I don't like just spring-loaded BUIS. I like it to lock up, lock it down.
Yeah, there's a lot of times, you know, operators are running through the woods, brush, whatever. They hit their sight. Next thing you know, they go to bring their weapon up. They have no sight.
Amen, bro.
So,
I really like that. I like the button on it. The fit and finish is excellent. And I know it's a competitor, but I got to keep it real with my viewers. Very PRI-like. Precision Reflex Incorporated. They have a slope front end. Troy Industries does the same thing. I'm actually glad to see that you guys are doing this, YHM now.
Yeah.
Look at the thinner ears on this rear BUIS. I really like that. Some of them have very thick back ears, which I don't like, and it has a little bit thinner ears up front. And guys will say, well, that's not as strong. Remember, dudes, it's BUIS. It's going to be in the folded configuration probably 98% of the time. Okay, you want it to be lightweight, low profile. That's very, very important. You want it low profile so it goes underneath those optics. Okay, trust me, I've done all kinds of scope mounts on tactical carbines, and high BUIS, no worky very good. Okay, price on that, dude? Chris, you mind if I use your name?
Yeah, I have to look it up to tell you.
Well, I can see it in the counter here, but that's the wholesale price.
Yeah.
It looks like probably about $100 per consumer price on that.
Yeah, it's around $200 retail for a set of sights.
Okay, so value's going to be about the same. They're expensive. Wholesale will be around $60, and then you know the dealer network's going to take a cut. Maybe you can find it somewhere else cheaper. But and guys will say, what about the Magpul, the composite sights? Honestly, I'm not too big of a fan. The reason why is, yeah, they're less expensive, but they're very high, okay, and they're bulky. They are light, and then I've heard reports that they tweak and get deformed, and they don't snap back into position. Here's a look at their gun counter. I don't have time to go over all over this. I just wanted to show you the stuff. You guys probably know YHM stuff. It's everywhere. They've been out a long time. They're actually OE manufacturers for a lot of the gun guys, aren't they?
Yep, DPMS, Bushmaster, Stag, Rock River, pretty much all the major guys.
Contract with you.
Yep, most of Bushmaster's VMAS line of accessories is all our parts.
There you go. And your other cohort over there and I were talking, this dude.
Yep.
The beef I have with YHM rails, I think they're well made. I think the quality is excellent, but they're just a little bit wide and a little bit heavy. I think Troy, Danny Defense, and some others are doing some really good work in trimming those rails down.
Yep.
By the way, this is the Todd Jarrett Competition Series carbine, outfitted just like he runs his competition with. Is that right, Chris?
Yep. This was designed personally by him to his specifications, all the gear he wanted on it, what he wanted to use.
Can you remind the viewers who he is and what he's done?
Todd Jarrett is one of the top shooters in the USA, and I believe he's top ICSIC shooter in the world, 2009.
Very squared away shooter. That's one of those dudes that I tell you about this. That's a tactical guru, this guy. Does it for a living. If you do it for a living, yeah, full time, chances are you're going to get good. By the way, oh, you're going to love this. This is my top recommended flash hider in the world. Actually, I don't know if this is a 5C2. This is not it is a 5C2?
Yep.
5C2, you guys will see it at Annotation. Nutnfancy's reviewed it. I've proven the flash suppressing capability of this. It is outstanding. I love the scallop serrations on it for CQB. I like the looks. It's not much heavier than an A2 birdcage. I mean, they're essentially the same weight. You would look at a Phantom and go, whoa, that's going to be heavier. It's not. Also, does that mate to some suppressors as well?
This one does not. We have a special quick disconnect mount for our suppressor that we supply.
I've seen that with the threads on it.
Yep.
Cool. 5C2, love it. So great job on that. If we could just get the rails thinner, more affordable, and lighter weight.
Oh, more affordable. I don't know how we'd be able to do that.
You guys actually do pretty good.
Yeah.
I think of all the rail makers out there, like Daniel Defense, for instance,
Yep.
they're not super affordable. They're okay.
Yeah,
but,
they're in the same range as us.
well, I'm talking for a Daniel Defense light rail, $250.
Yeah.
And I could be off on the price, but I'm talking if you get a good deal, it's $250. It could be like $300. It's a lot.
Yeah, and ours is probably more around the 150 to 200 range.
Okay, so
Yep.
if you don't mind the weight, the quality, like I said, is up there. Excellent. And then you got some suppressor action going out there.
Yep.
Anything you want to show me over there, Chris?
Sure. We make a complete line of suppressors, everything from 17 HMR all the way up to our newest edition, which is the 338 Lapua Magnum suppressor.
Is this insert 338 to 700?
No, this is our
Looks like
308.
a 308.
Yep.
Yep. Cool. And what materials are you using for this?
This is all stainless steel with an Inconel blast baffle. It's heat treated 1718 Inconel. Lifespan on these weapons, the suppressors, we really don't know at this point. We've been making them for 6 years now. We have not had a single one burn out.
Really?
We have tens of thousands of rounds of full auto fire through ours. And they look just brand new like the day they came off the floor. They carry a lifetime warranty.
That's what I was going to ask. Yep. And what model is this again?
This is the 308 Phantom.
Phantom.
This uses our quick disconnect mount, which uses a ratcheting system much like an Uzi barrel nut. You can see there's a very coarse thread here. There's a tapered seal here, which mounts on the back of the can, and then a forward seal here, which keeps the can straight. Even if this were to somehow loosen, there's not enough movement there to allow a baffle strike. Putting it on is very simple. Just a few twists.
Love it. And they don't loosen under firing, you're saying?
They do not loosen. Nope, they don't loosen until you pull it, put pressure on it.
Outstanding.
And at the same time, you know, people always say quick detach, it's a quick detach suppressor. If you've got to push a button or pull a latch or something like that, it's not quick detach when the can's still 800 degrees.
That's the problem.
Unless you have asbestos gloves handy.
Yep. There's nothing to, levers or switches. You can just quick burst like that, you can get the thing off while it's still hot.
Ballpark the price for us, please, Chris.
For a 308 can like this, retail is around $750, I believe. 556 version is around the $600 mark.
And for your guys' reference, and I'm not a suppressor expert, that's pretty reasonable. And he's talking kind of retail, aren't you?
That's retail.
So you might be able to do better from your dealer.
Yep.
The suppressor market, though, you got to be careful. You're not going to go down to your local gun store and buy them. They got to be Class 3 capable.
They have to be a Class 3 dealer. They have to be in your state. Class 3 dealers can transfer between themselves, so if your dealer doesn't have one, he can transfer it from another guy.
Right.
All of our prices also include the quick detach mount. Most other guys make you pay extra for that, separate from the can.
And that was the threading we were talking about on the Phantom,
Yep.
right? So that's the threading with that.
Yep.
What model of Phantom is that with that threading?
This is the Phantom 308 is the can, and it's included in the system. Part number is YHM 3302.
That in and of itself is a cool flash suppressor. I love that.
Same flash hiding capabilities as the original Phantom you saw earlier, and it's got the addition of being able to mount the suppressor to it as well.
Awesome. By the way, It is kind of heavy. Do you know the weight offhand, Chris?
On the 308 version, I believe it's 26 ounces.
I think that's the price of doing business in 308.
Yep.
Isn't it? To make it durable, make it last.
Yeah, to make it hold up to that pressures. We've rated this all the way up to 300 Win Mag, 300 Ultra Mag, no problem.
Really?
Lifetime warranty.
Dude, I'm impressed. And that steel is what I hear holds up best.
Yep.
You can get some exotic materials, but I'm hearing that the steel from a lot of guys in the know,
Yep.
and the suppressor guys watching this are going to go, yep, just good durability.
Yep.
It can heat up and cool down, heat up and cool down over and over again and still take the heat.
Yep, it's a solid welded core. There's no screw together pieces or anything tack welded or anything like that.
Awesome. There's a Walther P22 wearing a YHM 22 mite.
Yep, the Mike 22.
Cool. Price tag on that, bro.
The price tag on the Mike retail is $250. It's a user serviceable can, one-piece monolithic core, comes with a tool. Take the whole thing out, you can scrape it down. We make a stainless version as well. You can use whatever solvents you want on it. You won't have to worry about hurting it. Whereas with the aluminum, you have to worry about solvents like Croil and things like that will actually eat the aluminum.
So are you kind of referring to Gym Tech?
No, really anybody. We offer an aluminum one also.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
So the steel ones are going to be more durable?
The steel ones are more durable. The sacrifice is weight, of course.
Yes.
This whole setup unloaded weighs less than a pound.
And I'm sorry, that is the steel?
This is the aluminum.
Aluminum,
version.
okay. Awesome. I'm on the end of my battery. I'm just going to keep going, guys, until it runs out, and then I'll dovetail the clips. Price tag, did you tell me already on that?
Yep, $250 for this.
You did, that's
including
right.
the tool to disassemble it.
What are your advantages of a YHM 22 pistol suppressor versus a Gym Tech or AAC?
Price is one of the main things. Like I said, ours is $250
Good answer.
retail. Otherwise, everybody makes a great can for the 22. 22s are a real great caliber to suppress. Ours is, like I said, a user serviceable design, and it's a one-piece stack. You don't have to worry about trying to put baffles in the correct way. There's no way to screw it up.
I don't know if you caught it, but he said everybody makes a good suppressor like that. Chris, is that correct?
For a 22.
For a 22? That's what I like to see from the vendors, from the manufacturers, is an acknowledgement of, hey, we make a good product, we're going to stand behind it, we're very enthusiastic, we know it rocks, but brand A, brand B, they do good work too. And I think that is generally what you'll see at SHOT, is it's kind of an all for one, one for all mentality, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, the whole industry's here. You can't be, nitpicking, trying to tear people apart. We're all on the same team.
Thank you. That's why I was pissed on that one vendor. I don't know if I went to a vendor, Tactical Nylon booth down there, ripping on everybody else and acting like his stuff was like, above reproach and just awesome.
Now, there's enough room for
Guy was
everybody.
a dick.
This is the baffle core here.
Chris Graham from Yankee Hill, talking about suppressor battery diet. Go ahead, dude. What were you saying about the baffle?
This is our one-piece monolithic core. Comes out using the supplied tool. Completely user serviceable. You can get in there and scrape the inside of the can. Stainless steel blast baffle. Makes it full auto rated. So you can take this out, scrub it, clean it. You want to be careful on the aluminum version what kind of solvents you use, because some will attack the aluminum. Get it cleaned up, slide it back in, thread it together, give it a clock with the tool, and you're good to go.
Cool, and it's when you have the provided tool, just cranking it down snugly is enough?
Yep, just crank it down by hand. It's not going to loosen up on you or anything like that. Tool's included in the price. Some other guys you have to buy the disassembly tool, but with ours you get everything you need to run it.
And when the camera's off, 2 points Chris brought up that I really liked is, I was like, dude, you really know your stuff. Why is that, Chris?
I am actually the new products engineer for Yankee Hill Machine.
All right, man.
Yeah.
What's your background?
I have some CAD background, and basically I've been working in the business since I was 9 years old.
It's in your blood.
Yeah, I helped develop our CAD program at the shop itself.
Were you making bombs when you were a kid?
No.
He laughed. You were. You just don't want it on camera. Who wasn't? Dude, yeah, I'm very impressed. Great product knowledge. And then another point Chris brought up that I really like, what'd you say the mission of YHM is?
We've been a family-run business since 1951, and ever since my grandfather started the company, our motto is
Your grandfather started the company?
Yep.
Yeah?
Our motto has always been to put out the best possible product at the best possible price.
Very good. And like I said, off camera, as I was like, I like high value gear. You know, I like gear that is delivering an awesome performance level for the price paid. Granted, some YHM stuff might be a little bit heavier. I don't think you can ever fault YHM stuff for durability. I don't care what it is.
No, and like the suppressors, really all of our parts carry a lifetime warranty.
Guys might want a 9mm suppressor for their pistol. Can you turn us on to what you recommend there, Chris? YHM variety?
This is our Cobra series of suppressors. We make a version in 9mm, 40, and 45.
And this is called the Cobra M2?
Yep. M2 was the second version of it. We redesigned the piston system. The way the piston works is it basically is what allows it to function on a Browning type of action. If you see on the can, it's actually on a little spring mount here. So basically that relieves the weight of the can while it's cycling, allows for 100% reliability.
Without a recoil booster.
Right, without changing springs, without anything else in the gun, the firearm remains the same.
Interesting, and that's very important with a breech locking gun like a Glock or a SIG, right?
Yep. 1911, same thing. You don't have to do any special work.
I should say slide camming.
Yeah.
Wicked. Materials on the Cobra M2.
Cobra M2 is all the threaded parts are stainless steel. The baffles are aluminum. The outside tube is aluminum for weight. Any wear parts, moving parts are all stainless steel. The threads are stainless steel. Once again, the first baffle, the blast baffle, is stainless steel, so this is also full auto rated.
Right.
You can put this on a 9mm submachine gun and run it all day long, no problem.
Really? In your experience, and have you had much experience doing that? How long can you do that before you have to service it?
We recommend you at least crack it loose at the end of firing, because otherwise all the carbon and everything in there seeps into the threads. Once it hardens, it gets really stuck. So if you just take the tool and give it just half a turn when you're done shooting, that's enough to keep it user serviceable without having to put any heat or anything to it.
And breaking inside of it and servicing it, how often?
We recommend every 1,500 to 2,500 rounds. Okay. Depending on the ammo you're shooting a good quality factory ammo, you can get easily up to 5,000 rounds before you have to service it.
With no degradation in sound performance?
No.
Wow. No wipes, no
wipes.
Liquids. I think that technology's been gone a while, huh?
Yeah, that technology's pretty old at this point.
Exactly. Cost, Cobra M2.
I believe $695 retail. That includes the piston and one thread adapter.
Weight?
I would have to look up the weight.
Can you unscrew it?
Yep.
Or does it need to? Yeah, you showed me that. That's right. Okay, so you'll need an extended barrel, obviously, right?
Yep.
To mate on it, which actually, another reason for going with a Glock, you can find them. Like I said, man, Glock, SIG, you're gonna have lots of accessories available to it. It's a big selling point for stuff like this, because I need a threaded barrel. Really easy to find. A really good one. Really good quality threaded barrel.
Yep.
Okay, so you got the suppressor off?
Yep.
Heft that. Dude, that's not heavy. I would say, I meant to bring my scale to the SHOT Show, forgot. Cobra M2, you guys can look it up. I'm not going to embarrass myself, but I was going to ballpark around 10, 11 ounces.
Yeah, it's definitely under a pound. I want to say it's probably between 11 and 13.
Okay. Very nice. Excellent. That's YHM, just showing a couple suppressors. I got to keep pressing on. You can see their line down here. And Chris, you don't mind if I show wholesale price? I've already told them the reality of that, how that works. Okay, YHM, family-owned business, great flash suppressor. I've been a fan for a long time. You can see the suppressor capable ones. Thanks for hosting the Nutnfancy project, dude, and tell us about your product. You did a great job.
Thank you.
See ya, man.
Enjoy the show.
You got it.